Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom. This is your brother, Quadar of GMS Gulf Coast, and I'd like to start by giving infinite honor and praise to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors are given up to the apostle elders of Great Millstone, men who have labored and suffered in this truth for over 30 plus years, making their lives and their bodies a living sacrifice. Also like to send shalom to the bishops, the elders, the heads of camp, Great Millstone by and large, as well as Akim, not named, GMS, but walking one body, one spirit in Yahweh Shai, preaching and teaching 100% truth with all truth, faith, and sincerity, as well as calling on the names Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. And last but not least, I'd like to send shalom to the hopeful elect that scattered throughout the four winds of planet Earth, north, south, east, and west, which consist of men, women, and children in that order. To you all, shalom. And Lord willing, as we edifying, to feed the lambs, the sheep of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Lord willing to be edifying. Anyway, let's jump right into it. I got a few clips I just want to bring to the forefront. And the title of this video, as the head apostle elder, Apostle Elder Tahar, had deemed this the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. So, what better title to have for your video than what the beloved Elder Apostle used to deem this particular year? And I'm gonna add a little more to that, just saying. And this year looks promising for that prophecy. It looks very promising, But anyway, I'm gonna get started here. Like I said, a few clips here, and I'm gonna just let the clips play, and just basically go into the turmoil that this world, this particular rulership, this particular generation is witnessing. And Lord willing, it's the end all be all. It'd be the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. But let's give some credit to that and show these videos.
The crisis in Ecuador. The country is descending into violence, including an attack on a TV station during a live broadcast. Matt Rivers has the story. Good morning, Matt.
Now, mind you, before we get started, I want to reinforce that these events that we see, this in particular, are just these are precursors, the things to come here in Babylon the Great, aka America, These are things that we're going to witness here soon and very soon, quote unquote, as a nation, And quiet as kept, some of these things are happening, because the news here doesn't report on all that goes on. They want to be able to control the narrative, so, you just never know, America's not that secluded or that far off from being in a chaotic situation as the world around us is, as these countries around Babylon the Great, aka America, are. America is one or two calamities from being in these same circumstances. But anyway, let's let it play. Mind you, these are the foreshadowing of things to come. In particular, this particular clip here.
Crisis in Ecuador. The country is descending into violence, including an attack on a TV station during a live broadcast. Matt Rivers has the story. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning, Michael. Ecuador had been one of the safest countries in South America for years, but over the last few years, it has been rocked by drug-related violence, and this latest incident among the most dramatic we've seen. This morning, authorities in Ecuador investigating a brazen attack on a public television station by an apparent armed gang as, quote, acts of terrorism. The masked men seen here tying crew members on the floor, threatening the staff, waving explosives and guns. Scared staffers inside desperately pleading for their lives. The live broadcast rolling for almost 15 minutes before going dark. Police then surrounding the area, arresting more than a dozen gunmen. The show's deputy director later saying the attack was, quote, extremely violent.
Porque fue un ataque realmente sumamente violento.
This incident incident one of many acts of violence that occurred after Ecuador declared a state of emergency Monday, following the disappearance of the leader of the notorious Los Choneros gang from his cell in a Guayaquil prison. And this morning, multiple U.S. airlines, including American Airlines, canceling flights to Guayaquil as a result of the unrest. George?
Okay, Matt, thanks.
Well, hey there, GMA fans.
Now, mind you, I want to look at something real quick. Let me roll it back. Let me roll that tape back, that footage. Let's roll that footage back. Something caught my attention. These so-called gang associates, once they were apprehended, I see there was no urgency or no, wasn't no urgency to show their faces. They had them all facing the wall. And this what really caught me. Check this out. Where one of the gunmen seems like he puts a stick of dynamite in one of the reporter's top pocket, and the reporter, casually just patted on it, like, I don't know, that just seemed fishy. Let me look at it again. Let's look at that again.
A brazen attack on a public television station by an apparent armed gang as, quote, acts of terrorism. The masked men seen here tying crew members on the floor, threatening the staff, waving explosives and guns. Scared staffers inside desperately pleading for their lives. The live broadcast rolling for almost 15.
You seen it? I mean, like I said, these is a foreshadowing, whether they staged or not. You know what I'm talking about? These things are going to happen in America. You understand? These things are not being shown to you through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua via a television station or a news broadcast, Good Morning America, or what news platform you may visit and see these things. These things that you are seeing are happening for a reason. That prophecy comes to pass, that this place be judged, this place being America, man. And so the Lord is sending out that warning, you know what I'm saying? He's sending out a warning, I'm going to grab a quick scripture real quick. He's sending out a warning. Let's see, let me get this real quick. Because it's going to be some mayhem. You ever seen that commercial, Mayhem, that white guy plays? He be in all kind of shit, But the commercial itself is called Mayhem. Allstate, I think, sponsors it. And they had this character on there called Mayhem. Man, it's going to be all sorts of mayhem here, man. This is Isaiah 42, and right to the point, it reads, Behold, the former things have come to pass, and new things do I declare. And the Lord had declared that in the end of days, that there will be a Jacob's trouble, like the Apostle Elder Tahar deemed this year, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. And these are calamities, these are situations, these are circumstances that back that. Isaiah 42:9, Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them. So, whether this is staged or not, it's still bringing forth the prophecy, because guess what? These things are coming to a neighborhood, a city, a state nearest you. Soon and very soon. Let's go to the next clip real quick. Now, let's revisit when that Jake did a Superman dive over the judge's stand and what they call a linebacker tackle. He did one of those. He did a hurdle move and he tackled the sitting judge there in Las Vegas. I believe that's Henderson County. I worked out there a few years back out there in Las Vegas. But anyway, yeah, let's revisit that, because like I say, these events are culminating to the birth of Jacob's trouble, to the all out letting loose this man, this so-called white man, to bring remedy to the chaos that ensues across the world. Because this is all this is. These are just events and circumstances where he'll feel vindicated to move forth with what he plans to do. And the Lord is going to give him the green light. Thus what? Jacob's trouble. You know? Jacob's trouble. But let's look at this real quick.
Latest on that attack on a Las Vegas judge. The man appeared in court Tuesday, now charged with attempted murder. We're hearing now from the law clerk who rushed to save the judge from her attacker. Kana Whitworth joins us now with the story. Good morning, Kana.
Robin, good morning. He's being called a hero, and Michael Lasso told me that he's known Judge Holthus most of his life. He calls it an honor to work with her and says that people from around the world are sending letters of support in the aftermath. This morning, he's being hailed a hero. 27-year-old law clerk Michael Lasso, credited with saving a Las Vegas judge from a vicious courtroom attack, is speaking out for the first time.
It's just something you don't usually see in court. You see some crazy things, but nothing like this.
Lasso seen in the now viral video pulling the 6-foot, 190-pound defendant, Deobra Redden, off Judge Mary Kay Holthus, as authorities say he was punching her, hitting her with an unknown object, and pulling out her hair.
I just thought when he first hopped over that desk, he was going for the door. And when he didn't go for the door and instead he starts charging at the judge, I was just in shock. And I just reacted.
Lasso quickly springing into action last week.
I don't even want to think about what would have happened if I wasn't there. Once the situation was handled, I immediately went over to her and went to go check on her just to make sure she was okay.
Judge Holthus describing the defendant as big, strong, and angry in the arrest report.
What did that judicial bench look like in the aftermath?
Big, strong, and angry. Those are some of the infamous words that they use to describe us when they use excessive force. And a lot of the times excessive force is not even needed, but they do it anyway. Excessive and deadly force. They use those words to describe, to sensationalize their coming into contact with us. You know what I'm saying? So that's now, that statement right there is a universal statement that they use, when they killed, not Trayvon, but that, I can't think of the guy's name. One of these Jakes got killed about 10 years back. Police pull up alongside of him, and he grabbed him and tried to pull him into the car, and Jake went to pull him back from him. Eric Garner, I think his name was, if I'm mistaken. It's one of those incidents. But the Esau cop, he was charged. I don't even know if he was charged. Anyway, he said, he used a statement that he was big like a bear and he feared for his life. See how those statements kind of jive with one another? He was big and strong, and, the only thing she left out was bear or black, So let's listen to that again.
I don't even want to think about what would have happened if I wasn't there. Once the situation was handled, I immediately went over to her and went to go check on her just to make sure she was okay.
Judge Holthus describing the defendant as big, strong, and angry in the arrest report. Big, strong, and angry in the arrest report. Let me grab Matthew 5:25 real quick. You Jakes ever come across these animals? It'll do you well to just agree with them and and not put yourself in harm's way no more than what you are already in, And this only goes out to the elect of the nation of Israel, because understand it, 2/3 they're gonna cut up, they're gonna act a fool, they're gonna do what they're gonna do. But any of you who are dealing with this truthfully and sincerity, let these be words of comfort to you, or words of advice. Matthew 12:25, it reads, agree with thy adversary quickly while thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee up to the judge, and thou be cast into prison. Now, this hey man, he got charged with attempted murder, he had about 30 some different felony charges for attacking this woman. You know what I'm talking about?
So he really just compound the you know, the injustice that they were going to do to him anyway. Well, you know, I just say injustice because a lot of time when you come into contact with these folks, it's injustice is served. You understand? There's no justice. You get no justice here in America. You understand? So anytime you come into contact with these people, and I say people very loosely, you know what I'm talking about? Matthew 5:25, agree with thy adversary quickly while thou art in the way with him. At least at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. You know, so you know you got to be as wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove, because all he did was compound his the injustice that was done unto him. Now that justify to throw the book at him. You understand what I'm saying? You know, but hey, this year, this hopeful year, as the beloved Apostle Elder Tahar has said, this be the year of the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. It's looking very promising. It's looking very promising. Let me play a little bit more of this, and we're gonna go to the next clip.
What did that judicial bench look like in the aftermath?
In the aftermath, it was a bloody scene. There was just blood everywhere.
Injured but recovering, Judge Holthus returning to the courtroom face to face with her attacker. But this time, the defendant, surrounded by officers, seen shackled, wearing a spit mask and protective mitts, sentenced to up to 4 years in prison for his original case.
Hello, are you Mr. Redden?
On Tuesday, the 30-year-old, whose family says has a history of mental illness, stood in front of a different judge, answering to attempted murder, battery, and extortion charges, among others.
Do you understand these charges?
Yes, I understand.
So now officials in Las Vegas are looking at the possibility of adding more security personnel. Judge Holthus had a single court-martial with her, and he needed 25 stitches in his head after that attack. Just a terrifying situation, Robin.
It really is, Kenneth.
And I just love the way they play the victim. You know, these people have come over here to America to you know, and just rape, rob, and it's just pretended as though ain't nothing happened. They sit up there with that very matter of fact look, the demeanor about themselves, and they just love pointing you out as the bad guy, this, that, and the third. They love it when you get out of line, man, because it excuses, it takes away, it distracts from the things that they've done. You understand what I'm saying? Critical race theory and all these things there, you know, to my because they don't want to be held accountable for the atrocities that they've perpetrated on you. You know what I'm saying? This is a very demonic person, you know, to my people. And the Lord is going to exact vengeance on these people. You know what I'm saying? You know, the Lord is angry with the wicked every day. Matter of fact, let me grab that. You know, it's just a matter of time. The Lord is going to slap the taste out of these folks' mouth, man. You know, this is Psalm 7, and righteously so. This is Psalm 7 and 10, and it reads, my defense is of Yahweh. We need not do anything. The Lord said to wait upon him upon the prey. Vengeance is his. You know what I'm talking about? So Psalm 7 and 10, my defense is of Yahweh, which saveth the upright in heart, which saveth the elect. The upright in heart is the elect. You understand? At this particular time in our history, as we walk in these latter days, the upright in heart is speaking only of the elect of the nation of Israel. It's not talking about 2/3 of you so-called niggas, spiggers, and tontos that have confined and have had to have who have longed and wanted to assimilate with the society. No matter what they say, you have to do. You understand? It's not talking about you. It's talking about the elect, those who have come back to the obedience of the scriptures, who have declared Yahweh, the Heavenly Father, while Yahweh Shai, and his only begotten Son as their Lord, King, Savior, beginning with the Father. Not Jesus Christ, not Jehovah, not Allah, not none of that madness. Again, Psalm 77 and it's like 7 and 10. My defense is of Yahweh, which saveth the upright in heart. Verse 11. Yahweh judges the righteous, and Yahweh is angry with the wicked every day. So there's another scripture where it says that he required that, I think, he required that which is of the past. Let's see. Let me see. He required that which is past. Let's see. So they gonna pay. It ain't no getting away. You know what I'm talking about? They gonna pay. While they sitting up there making, if the finger's being pointed at everybody else, they sit up there, look at them. And then you have, what a name there, the Jake chick. And I don't mean to be disrespectful because women may be watching the video, but the Jake woman right there, and she just as confused as a transformer. You know what I'm talking about? Just pure wickedness, man. This is Ecclesiastes 3 and verse 15, and it reads, it says, let me start at verse 14, and it reads, I know that whatsoever Yahweh doeth, it shall be forever. It shall be forever. And you know what's going to be forever? The kingdom of Yasha Allah, the kingdom of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. That's going to be forever. And you know what's going to be forever? Them being under our rulership forever. That's going to be forever. Thus say the scriptures. That's going to be forever. Ecclesiastes 3 and 14, I know that whatsoever Yahweh doeth, it shall be forever. Nothing can be put to it. There ain't nothing that they can do to subvert or to derail the prophecies. You understand? Nothing. There ain't nothing that they can do. They can come up with robots and AI and whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever demonic plans that they got cooked up and schemed up, you know what I'm saying? Got them sitting on the shelf by way of these executive orders and whatnot, you know, to my mandates sent down by way of World Economic Forum and the Vatican, and you know, to my, none of that is going to change the fact that their ass is going into slavery, and we're going to rule over them. Nothing's going to change that. So let me read the scripture, so like I'm getting a little out of order. It says, Ecclesiastes 3 and 14, I know that whatsoever Yahweh doeth, it shall be forever. Nothing can be put to it, nor anything taken from it. And Yahweh doeth it, that men should fear before him. And it's going to be when them skies crack, it's going to be a lot of fear. It's going to be a lot of fear, you know, because to the people that it matters the most, the elite, the people who actually pull the purse strings, they're standing in fear now. Why? Because they see the men of the Lord standing on their feet. Matter of fact, let me grab that. And there was great fear when they saw them stand on their feet. Okay, let me go real quick. You see, it's fear already been. They're shaking in their boots as we speak. They're shaking in their boots as we speak. This is Revelations 11 and verse 11. And it reads, and it says, after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from Yahweh entered into them, talking about the elect, the hopefully elect. The men, beginning with the apostle elders, a great millstone, and down to brothers such as myself, and in between, that preach and teach the 100% truth, no cut, ain't saving no feelings, just straight skinny. It says, after 3.5 days, the spirit of Yahweh, the spirit of the life from Yahweh entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. So they already scared. It's great fear, because they see it via these videos. You understand what I'm saying? When you see brothers get their videos flagged or whatnot, you know what I'm saying, for whatever reason, you know what I'm talking about, that's that fear that they're showing. They don't want that truth to get out there. You understand what I'm saying? And the very fact that you have come to the realization that you are the Lord's people, that scares the hell out of them. You understand? That scares the hell out of them. So let's go back to Ecclesiastes real quick. Let's go back to Ecclesiastes. Let's go to the... Okay, so we're back in Ecclesiastes 3:14. I know that whatsoever Yahweh doeth, it shall be forever. Nothing can be put to it, nor anything taken from it. And Yahweh doeth it, that men should fear before him. And they see that the men of the Lord had the spirit of the Lord on them. After all the trillions and billions and killings and maimings and stealing and lying and deceit and all of that right there didn't work. They done invested 300, 400, 500 years in their plan to keep you asleep, and it didn't work. So you don't think these people scared? Man, they shaking in their boots. They can't even get a good night's sleep. Verse 15, it says, that which had been is now, and that which is to be had already been. And Yahweh required that which is past. So they're not getting away with nothing. They can sit there and look like they just so clean cut and they these upright, civilized people. That could be the furthest thing from the truth. There's nothing civilized about a woman wanting to be with a woman, and there's nothing civilized about a so-called white man, woman, and child. There's nothing civilized about that. Nothing. Now, let's go to the next clip. Now check this out. This is the Lord judging. This is the Lord judging 2/3, man. These are prequels to the sequel of Jacob's Trouble. We seen armed gang members in Ecuador. You know, that's gonna happen here. You see, I did a video, I think it was night before last, where them cops was up there beefing one another. They almost came to blows, cussing one another out and whatnot, pulling out handcuffs and this, that, and the third. You know what I'm talking about? There's disarray and confusion amongst the ranks. But they don't show you these things, you understand? But they show you Jake hurling over a judge's desk and giving out felony charges like it's a card game. They do that because they want to show you what they want to show you. You understand the consequences of your actions, but they have consequences as well, where they're gonna have to pay. The recompense is gonna be their ass and them going into slavery and ultimately being rounded up and all of them eradicated. Just like I said, there's nothing civilized about a white man, a white woman, and a white child. There's nothing civilized about them. Nothing. I don't care how you slice it. I don't care if you said they was your friend or this and that. There ain't nothing. And I repeat, there's nothing. I'm gonna say it for a third time. There's nothing civilized about a so-called white man, woman, and child, and the things that they promote. Have Jake all going off, giving him and her license to be drags and transformers and LGBT members and all that other madness. There's nothing civilized about that. But let's let this clip play right here. And this goes into where these women, you know what I'm saying, you so-called black women, and this applies to who it applies to, and if it doesn't apply to you, you know, hey, Lord, may the Lord stay with you, you know what I'm talking about? But a lot of this it's going to befall the so-called black woman, Latino and Native American woman, but specifically you so-called black women, man. Because we just said, he gives you license to be wicked. He gives you license to do this and license to do that. And for whatever skirmishes or sins that you have, transgressions that you have done upon the Lord, and it's for the so-called black woman and so-called black man as well, you know. You're going to pay for that. The Lord goes out every day, every morning. Matter of fact, let me grab that. Every morning the Lord exacts judgment. This is Zephaniah 3:5, and it reads, it says, the just Lord Yahweh is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. When he put you to death, it's not, Satan, the devil did it, and it's been sanctioned by the Lord. And guess what? The Lord is righteous in all his doings. Everything that he does it righteously, you know. Anyway, It says Zephaniah 3 and 5, the just Lord is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doeth he bring his judgments to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. And the men of the Lord are out here telling you, week in and week out, all day long, pushing so many videos out there, they ain't got enough men and women sitting behind those computers trying to flag your videos. They had to come up with an AI, with a computer program to help, with this payload that they up against. That's how much information is going out, and you still choose to be wicked. You still choose the path of feminism. You still choose the path of I don't need a man. You still choose the path of the spirit of a single woman. And so, therefore, those wages, that job, that work that you did, now you got to pay. You're getting your payment, and your payment is death. And this is not only for the woman, but it's for the so-called black man, Latino, and Native American man as well. But this particular clip is dealing with a woman. So let's play the clip.
The LA County Sheriff's Department has released the body cam footage of the shooting death of a Lancaster woman. 27-year-old Niani Finlayson was killed by a deputy after she called 911 to report that her ex-boyfriend had tried to strangle her.
And Eyewitness News reporter Michelle Fisher is live in the newsroom with a shocking new video on this story. Michelle?
Well, David and Giovanna, a little more than 3.5 weeks ago, this fatal deputy shooting occurred. The Sheriff's Department today releasing the 911 audio and that body camera footage from the December 4th incident in the name of transparency. A warning that the footage you're going to see may be disturbing to some. 27-year-old Niani Finlayson shot and killed by an LA County Sheriff's deputy. The fatal encounter coming after she'd been the one to call them for help minutes earlier.
Yes, hello. I need the police here. This man, he won't get out of my house now.
Finlayson heard here making that frantic 911 call shortly after 6 on December the 4th, asking for help at the Cedar Ridge Apartments in Lancaster.
Yeah, I need the police here right now. No, because he won't get his hands off of me.
This body camera footage showing deputies responding to the domestic disturbance, hearing yelling from inside, then attempting to force entry into the apartment. Finlayson eventually opening the door with a large kitchen knife in her hand.
Yeah, I'm going to stand because
You can see weapons drawn as the deputies enter the unit. The deputy in front handing her colleague a taser as they step inside and first encounter Finlayson's 9-year-old daughter. We're freezing the video because of the disturbing nature, but within a matter of seconds, as Finlayson turns towards her boyfriend with a knife in the living room, the officer with a taser draws his service weapon and opens fire, striking Finlayson multiple times.
No, drop it! Why did you shoot?
That question, top of mind for many as the community gets a first look at the footage made public today. LA County Sheriff Robert Luna saying in a statement, quote, the department released the body-worn camera footage ahead of the legal time frame to demonstrate our commitment to transparency and the visual representation of the facts in this case. As the comprehensive review process continues, the department will gain additional insight into the incident with the goal of improving public safety. And per California law, body-worn
For the goal is to improve public safety. Man, come on, man. How many times you people got to be gathered together, man? Like a pack of roaches, like a pack of rats or something. You know what I'm talking about? And we ain't put to death. She called the law. You know what I'm saying? She called him. Even the boyfriend that had the knife put to him asked, why did you shoot her? You follow what I'm saying? Because that's his nature. That's what he said. That's what he's set here to do. That is his job here on planet Earth. That's why I said there's nothing civilized about a so-called white man, woman, and child. Hence, the Lord is going to unleash this two-legged beast. He's going to let him have full reign to exact vengeance against the people of the Lord. And the only ones that are going to be covered throughout this madness, this Jacob's trouble, are going to be the elect, the hopefully elect, 1/3 of the nation of Israel. You people still don't get it. You still don't get it. But that's okay. That's quite okay. And sadly, but judgment, nevertheless, Eve had to be put to death. Hence, going back to, if you were dealing with your man in the proper order, you would be that defense for that woman, through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. You would be that defense. Instead of you arguing and fussing and fighting with one another, and then you had to call in the man that's set up to hate you, to put you to death, to enslave you, to brutalize you, to torment you, instead of calling him as the go-between. And the so-called black woman, she's infatuated with the so-called white man. You call a straight up devil to come and straighten stuff, and you ended up getting the worst end of it. You tell me that ain't judgment.
Camera footage from a deputy shooting must be released within 45 days of the incident. While the LA County Sheriff's Department continues its investigation, the LA County DA's office also conducting its own independent review. Then Lason's family, meantime, filing a $30 million claim against the county.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC 7.
Yeah, well, that's the end of that. It's sad, but it's necessary that these things happen. Going back to the title of this particular lesson, as the beloved Apostle Elder Tahar has deemed this year 2024 the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble, and it's looking promising. Now, as concerning the women of our nation, of the nation of Yasha Allah, Israel, I want to pull this right here. This is Isaiah 13 and 12, and get straight to the point. And it says, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the gold wedge of Ophir. And that goes into, this infighting between Jake and his woman, man, Although we know it's the curses, but you women that have taken hold of the truth, and have to the best of your ability to try to get back in some type of order, hold fast to that. Hold fast to that, Because like the Lord say, a man, because see that the order of things, how the Lord has things set up, because we know Hamashiach Yahushua is the head of the man, and the man be the head of the woman, and the head of Yahushua Mashiach is Yahweh, the Heavenly Father. So these things are going to have to be in their proper order in order for it to work. It can't be a disarray. It can't be the woman and everybody else is behind her. You're going to continue to be judged like this. You understand? So you women that have come to a level of understanding, pray to the Lord that He keeps that spirit on you, because as the scriptures say, Isaiah 13 and 12, and 12, and it reads, I will make a man more precious than fine gold. You calling on the nation of these other men, they hate you just as much as they hate the black man. They may have a little more hate for the man of Israel, but they hate you nevertheless. That's why they can do those things right there. You know what I'm talking about? That's why they can do those things. Let me grab another scripture right here. This is Isaiah 4 and 1, and it says, in that day, 7 women, now going into this, 7 women, a complete number of women shall take hold of one man. And that's talking about a man of the Lord. We ain't talking about any man. We ain't talking about the man that she got the blade on. Obviously, he wasn't good for her, for her. He was a catalyst to her demise. And we talking about the man of the Lord. You know what I'm talking about? Again, it says, and in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. So, got to keep that in mind, Like I said, we're getting to the end of this. And last but not least, that's a stronghold, that mentality of single woman and this, that, and the third, that's a stronghold in the world. Let's just call it what it is. But these scriptures, they knock that down. If the Lord is dealing with you, it knocks down all that. Get rid of all of that. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 3, and it says, for we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. You know what I'm talking about? We ain't taking up no blades, nothing, and pulling it on no women and vice versa. You know, this is a spiritual deal. You know what I'm talking about? You got to understand that demons have taken hold to 2/3 of our people. And the sad part about it is that they don't understand that. So they don't know the remedy to get rid of that, to pray, to turn to the Lord. That's your remedy. When you think you're acting out your life according to what you want to do, this, that, and the third. No, demons been put on you to have you behaving like you're behaving, and you won't take heed to the remedy. You won't listen to the men of the Lord. You won't listen to the Lord. And therefore, judgment has to be executed against you. As we read in Zephaniah 3, the Lord, every morning he bring forth his judgments. The Lord got a heavy job. When you think about it, it's not heavy to the Lord, but every morning he bringing forth judgment. He executing judgment. You think about that. It says, verse 4, back in 2 Corinthians 10 and 4, Slakia. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, spiritual. They're not carnal. What you're gonna do? You're gonna bring in a faction of the society that's the ruling faction, which is these so-called white folks. You're gonna bring them to be a mediator, a referee to an altercation between you and your woman. And guess what? The referee gonna put you to death. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahweh to pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of Yahweh, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. See that? To the obedience. Even your thoughts have to be checked, because when you think, you act. And so as you think, that's the way your ass is going to act. And your actions are going to be weighed in judgment if you are committing iniquity. You know? But casting down them strongholds, man, this feminist, this single woman and stuff. As the beloved Elder Apostle Tahar deemed this is be the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. And it's looking promising. Lord willing, I hope this was edifying to feed the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. And with that, I'm going to end it by giving infinite honor and praise to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, and double honors to the Apostle Elders of Great Millstone. Shalom.